What if everything Jamie and Claire have built is about to fall apart? In this episode of Outlander, the tension doesn't slowly rise, it hits you immediately. There's something wrong in the air. Fraser's Ridge no longer feels like home. It feels like the calm before destruction. Claire Fraser senses it before anyone says a word. She's lived through war, through bloodshed, through loss, and this feeling, it's one she cannot ignore. Something is coming, something big. But while Claire feels it, Jamie Fraser already knows. He moves with quiet urgency, preparing for what he cannot stop. Weapons are gathered. Plans are made in hushed voices. There's no panic, just the heavy understanding that this time, things may not end the way they hope. Jamie is faced with a choice that cuts deep: stay and protect the ridge or step into a war that could take everything from him. But Jamie Fraser has never been a man who hides from destiny. When he finally speaks to his family and allies, there's a weight behind his words. Not fear, but acceptance. He knows the cost. He knows that some of them may not survive what's coming, and still he chooses to fight. Because for Jamie, this isn't just about land or loyalty. It's about love. It's about Claire. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. Because while Jamie prepares for battle, Claire is fighting something even more terrifying: her own fear. She looks at him differently now. Not just as a warrior, not as a leader, but as the man she might lose. She's survived impossible things. Time itself couldn't break her. But this feels final. Like the kind of goodbye you don't come back from. And the silence between them says everything they cannot. Then everything explodes. The war doesn't arrive gently. It crashes in with chaos, gunfire tearing through the quiet, fear spreading faster than anyone can control. The ridge, once a place of safety, begins to crumble under the weight of conflict. Jamie leads the charge like he always does, fearless, relentless, unshaken. But war doesn't reward courage. It doesn't care about honor. And it definitely doesn't care about love. And in one moment everything changes. It happens fast. Too fast. 1 second, Jamie is standing strong. The next, the future becomes uncertain. And Claire, strong, unbreakable Claire, is left facing something she cannot fix. Because this isn't a wound she can heal. This isn't something she can stop. And Claire, strong, unbreakable Claire, is left facing something she cannot fix. Because this isn't a wound she can heal. This isn't something she can stop. This is fate catching up to them. By the end of the episode, nothing feels certain anymore. Not the war, not their future, not even Jamie. And as Claire stands there, holding on to what little hope she has left, one question remains. There are moments in life when everything changes. Not slowly, not gently, but all at once. And in this episode of Outlander, that moment has come. Fraser's Ridge is no longer a home. It's a battlefield waiting to ignite. The air is thick, heavy, suffocating, like the world itself is holding its breath before the storm finally breaks. And Claire Fraser feels it deep in her bones. She's felt death before. She's stood in the aftermath of war. She's watched the man she loves walk into danger again and again. But this time is different. This time, her heart is telling her something she doesn't want to believe. This time, Jamie might not come back. Because Jamie Fraser is no longer preparing for battle. He's preparing for sacrifice. There's no fear in his eyes. No hesitation. Only the quiet acceptance of a man who knows exactly what this war will cost him. And still he walks toward it. Because that's who Jamie Fraser is. A warrior, a protector, a man who would burn the world to save the woman he loves. But even heroes fall. And Claire sees it. In the way he looks at her. In the silence between their words. In the moments that linger just a little too long. Like they both know this could be the last time. She wants to stop him. She wants to scream, to beg, to hold on to him, and never let go. But she doesn't. Because she knows. You don't stop a man like Jamie Fraser. You only pray he finds his way back. And then, the world shatters. Gunfire rips through the silence. Chaos explodes without warning. The ridge burns in the madness of war. Everything Jamie built, everything they fought for, begins to collapse. And still, he fights. Through smoke, through blood, through impossible odds. He doesn't run. He never runs. But war doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care about love. It doesn't care about destiny. And in one brutal, unforgiving moment, it takes everything. The kind of moment that happens in a heartbeat, but leaves a scar that lasts forever. Jamie falters. And for the first time, he looks human. Not the legend, not the warrior, just a man on the edge of losing everything. Claire feels it before anyone says a word. Before the truth fully reveals itself. She feels it breaking inside her. Because this isn't just another battle. This isn't just another wound. This is the moment she's feared across time, across history, across every life she's lived. The moment where love might not be enough. And as the dust settles, as the echoes of war fade into silence, nothing feels certain anymore. Not the future, not the fight, not even Jamie. only one truth remains. Some battles take more than life. This episode of Outlander opens with a feeling you can't ignore. Something isn't right. Fraser's ridge looks the same, but it doesn't feel the same. There's a quiet tension in the air, like everything is holding on by a thread, just waiting to snap. Claire Fraser senses it immediately. After everything she's been through, she knows when danger is close. But this time, it's not just danger, it's something deeper, something personal. Because this isn't just about war anymore. This feels like loss. And at the center of it all is Jamie Fraser. Jamie is different in this episode. He's calm, but it's not the calm of confidence. It's the calm of a man who has already made peace with what's coming. He prepares quietly, checking weapons, speaking in low tones, making sure everything is in place. It's the kind of preparation that feels final. When he looks at Claire, there's something unspoken between them. No dramatic goodbye, no long speech. Just a look that says everything they don't want to admit. Claire sees it. She feels it. And for the first time in a long time, she's afraid in a way she can't control. She's faced death before. She's survived impossible moments. But this feels different, because this time, it's not her life on the line. It's his. When the conflict finally begins, it doesn't build slowly. It hits all at once. The quiet is shattered by chaos as gunfire erupts and everything around them begins to fall apart. The ridge is no longer safe. It becomes a battlefield in seconds. Jamie steps into that chaos without hesitation. He leads, he fights, he pushes forward like he always does. It's what makes him who he is. But this time, something feels off. The odds are heavier. The danger feels closer. And the sense that things might not end well keeps growing. Then comes the moment that changes everything. It's fast, almost too fast to process. 1 second, Jamie is in control. The next he isn't. There's no heroic build-up, no warning, just a sudden shift that turns strength into vulnerability. And for the first time, you see him not as the unstoppable warrior, but as a man who can fall. And even though Claire isn't there in that exact moment, she feels it. Something inside her just drops. Like a connection has been broken. Like the future she's been holding on to is slipping away. By the time the dust settles, nothing is clear anymore. There are no easy answers. No reassurance. No sign that everything will be okay. Just uncertainty. And Claire, left standing in the middle of it, trying to hold herself together as the possibility of losing Jamie becomes more real than ever before. This episode of Outlander isn't really about the war. It's about Jamie Fraser and the moment everything starts to catch up to him. From the very beginning, something about Jamie feels different. Not weaker, not afraid, but heavier. Like a man carrying the weight of every battle he's ever fought. Jamie Fraser has always been the one people rely on. The leader, the protector. The man who stands when everyone else falls. But in this episode you start to see the cost of that. Every decision he makes feels final. Every move feels calculated, not just to win, but to protect the people he loves, no matter the price. And that price might be him. There's a quiet moment where Jamie pauses, not for long, just enough to breathe. And in that moment, you realize something powerful. He already knows this could be his last fight. Not because he's giving up, but because he's willing to lose everything if it means keeping Claire safe. When he looks at Claire Fraser, it's different this time. There's love, yes, but also something deeper. Acceptance. Like he's trying to memorize her just in case he doesn't get another chance. And that's what makes this episode hit harder. Because Jamie isn't just fighting an enemy. He's fighting time, fate, and the possibility that this is where his story ends. When the battle finally begins, Jamie becomes everything we expect him to be. Focused, fearless, unstoppable. He leads from the front, taking risks no one else would take, pushing forward even when the situation starts to fall apart. It's classic Jamie, but this time it feels different. Because for every step forward, it feels like he's getting closer to something he can't escape. And then comes the moment that changes everything. It's not dramatic at first. No slow motion, no warning, just a sudden shift. Jamie reacts, but not fast enough. For the first time in a long time,